Okay, welcome to Lesson 4.6c, Graphing from X and Y Intercepts. What we are going to be doing today is to, first of all, define what the x-intercept and the y-intercept is. The x-intercept is where the line crosses the x-axis. And the y-intercept is where the line crosses the y-axis. Okay, so if I had the line y is equal to x minus 3, that equation, and I wanted to graph that line. In the past, what we've been doing is we've been making a table, and you were given the x values of, let's say, -2, -1, 0, 1, and 2, and you had to find out the y values by plugging those x values into the equation. And that's fine, it just kind of is a little time consuming, and this way is actually a little faster and a little easier. So wherever the line crosses the x-axis, okay, that is going to be the x-intercept. Wherever the line crosses the y-axis will be the y-intercept. If you think about it, any point that lies along the y-axis will have an x-coordinate of 0. So if I wanted to figure out where this line was going to cross the y-axis, I could make x is equal to 0 and then figure out from there what the y value is. So let me do that. If I say y is equal to 0 minus 3, substituting 0 for x, then y would be equal to -3. So when x is 0, y is -3. So I could go ahead and plot that point on my coordinate plane. So 0, that means I wouldn't go anywhere left or right, and I would go down 1, 2, 3, and put a dot right there. Okay, that's my y-intercept. My y-intercept is -3. Now, at the same time, I could also go ahead and say, okay, well, where does the line cross the x-axis? Well, anywhere along the x-axis, the y-coordinate is equal to 0. Okay, so if I make y 0 this time and substitute in the equation 0 for y, and then solve that, I would add 3 to both sides and find out that x is equal to 3. So when x is 3, y is 0, and I'll put a dot on the graph. Now I have a straight line that I can go, because remember I keep telling you guys in class, it only takes 2 points to be able to create a line. So I've got 2 points, and now I can go ahead and draw a straight line. And that did not come out exactly where I wanted it to, but that's pretty good. So instead of having to go through all of these different, x is -2, what's y, x is -1, what's y, in that blue table here, I can just figure out what my x and y intercepts are and then go ahead and graph from there. So let's review what we just learned. To find the x-intercept, you set y equal to 0 and then solve for x. To find the y-intercept, you set x equal to 0 and then solve for y. That means you'll get 2 points from each of these, one on the x-axis, one on the y-axis, and then you graph those 2 points and draw your straight line through the 2 points. And this should be much easier than graphing from a table.